That was bad. That was really bad. So I think that is why he got a little nutty.
But I stay fresh, never bump me. Niggas love to hate China. We by both bind. I don't play, but I crack spine. I've been finessing since I'm minor.
What's up, everybody? It is Welcometochynna, and welcome to my channel. Y'all like I did that. That was very pretty, wasn't it? All right, y'all. Well, I'm here. It's your girl, Chyna. And if you like story times, if you like good girls with bad intentions, or vice versa, or lifestyle or vlogs, then you're in the right place. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and help me get to 400 subscribers. Anyway, y'all, so today I am here with a story about my crazy ex-boyfriend. Yes, this is one of those stories that I know everybody's like, your crazy ex-boyfriend. Yes, honey, that is the story that I am going to be telling you today. But before I get into it, if you like these lashes, it will be tagged underneath in the description box. These are Goddess Tresses. Give them a follow on Instagram, and the lashes that I am wearing are honey. All right, y'all. So this is a story about my crazy ex-boyfriend. So let's get into it. So I'm already going to set the stage for y'all. And this is a story about when I was like 18. I just graduated high school. So this is young Chyna. This is unexperienced Chyna. This is virgin Chyna. So I'm just letting y'all know this ahead of time. So already as a precursor, I'm going to let you know that I have never slept with this man. I have never done anything dirty with him in that way. I was innocent there, so I don't want you guys to think that anything sexual got this story misconstrued. So now all of that's out of the way. This is going to be a two-part story. So this is part one. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and set the stage. As I said, I started high school and 2014 was the year that I graduated. So this was a while ago. I think we're thinking about like 8 years ago, y'all. 7, 8 years. So your girl's old now. So with that being said, I met this guy on Tinder. So this is right when Tinder first came out. So this is when I was exploring, and it was still like a really big secret. And back in 2014, that was even bigger of a taboo, like talking to somebody on Tinder. That I think this was even before Bumble or like any of that shit. So this was a big deal. So obviously it was a secret. So I'm letting y'all know how I met him was a secret. So anyway, I'm like swiping or whatever. Then I come across this guy and I'm like, oh my God, like he's cute. Like he looks like Chad Michael Murray, my asshole. He doesn't look like him. But anyway, I was like, oh my God, he looks like Chad Michael Murray. This is so cool. So I swiped on him, and obviously he liked your girl. And then we just started to talk. So I'm already going to let y'all know that I was 18 at this point, and he was 22. And nobody knew that. I knew he was older than me. I didn't mind, but, you know, I was still young. He could, like, drink and do stuff, so whatever. So long story short, like, we went on a little date, and this is when I was working at the mall. Shout out to Partridge Creek, yeah. So I was still working at the outdoor mall, and I was working at Delia's. So he said, well, I know since you're a teenager still, I'll come and get you from the mall, and we can go eat. And I see it's a Max and Irma's there. So I'm like, oh my God, I love Max and Irma's. Let's go eat there. So we go and eat there, we like hit it off, and I'm like, I really, really like this guy, like he's really, really cool. And I started to like vibe with him, and I said, all right, you know, I want this night to like not be over. So him and I decided to go back to his house. So at this point, like I was still very innocent. I probably didn't even tell my parents that. I know I did tell my parents I was going to somebody's house, but I was like, man, I think I'm discernment. I have a spirit of discernment enough. So I was like, it's probably not that bad. So anyway, I go to his house, and we hit it off again. We're having a good time. He's very cool. We're vibing. It was fine. It was innocent. So he lived about 40 minutes away from me in Clarkston, Michigan. So I lived in Sterling Heights. So this is like right outside of Detroit. And he lived like a little bit out in the boonies. So keep that in mind. Like it was a lot of effort that he would put in over time to like see me. So I know you guys are probably wondering, well then how did he become crazy? Well, it was probably my fault, but I'm gonna tell y'all why. So obviously, as I said, like we started to hit it off, so we became boyfriend and girlfriend. I eventually had to like tell my parents about him, and like my parents let me date at this point in time. Like they weren't controlling, but they just wanted to know what was going on because I was still young. Again, this is before I went to college. So him and I ended up dating for about 3 months, literally before I went off to NIU and before I went to college. And everyone told me like, are you sure you want a boyfriend before college? You sure you want to post somebody before college? And I was like, yes, like I really do. I like him. I love him. Like he was like head over heels and like smitten with me, but I was like a young girl. You know, I think about now, like, what did you even want with me? Like I was young. I wasn't dumb, but it was just like, what did I have to offer you? I couldn't go to the bar with you. I'm thinking about me being 22 years old. I'd be like, girl, I wanted to go to the bar, whatever. But what I liked about him was like, he had a good job. So the thing about him is that he didn't go to college per se, but he was a painter. So like he was kind of working his way up as like an apprentice, and he had a good job, and he was older than me. So we were like able to do stuff that typically me and guys my age were not able to do. So that's just like another big reason of like why I kind of like, you know, stayed with him or whatever. So time would pass and I would like go to his house and hang out with him and his family. I met his family, he met my parents. My parents really much so liked him. It was cool. A big thing about him and his family, like they were white people, so like they were very like conservative, and like I would just like go over there, and like he would be like, he was like the rebel of the family basically. Like he would like smoke and stuff, and this is before I even ever tried anything like that. So I remember like with him I would, and it was just like your girl was through the roof. So that was like when I was super innocent and all that. I was just like, again, why do you want to be with me? So another long story short, your girl ends up going to college, and it's the day that she's about to leave. So I'm like talking to my family and stuff, and they're like, listen, you really need to like, you know, tell him, you know, your expectations or whatever. And I was just so upset and so young, dumb and stupid. Then I'm like, he's gonna come visit me and we're gonna make it work. And they're like, okay girl, all right. So my family has hope and faith in me, which I love them for, but that definitely was not what I did. So your girl ended up going to school, and he's like, I'm gonna come visit you, and like he's like already planning for me, like first week, days basically moves into the dorm 2 days later, and I'm like, I don't want you to come see me yet. Like I'm still trying to explore. And then at that point, like I was not like emotionally aware or aware of myself at all. So I was just like, I blew it off. I was like, all right, there's just like other guys here, so bye, see ya, which was horrible. So this is why he started to become crazy. So your girl ended up meeting someone else, maybe like literally 3 days into classes, and this goes on to be in the future my first college boyfriend and my first serious boyfriend for 2 years. So let me just say that. So the boyfriend that I had now, I will give him the name, I didn't even give him a name, we'll call him Steve. Steve was definitely not Monroe, the guy who I loved deathly and dearly. People don't even remember Steve, but that doesn't even matter. So I met Monroe, who was my classmate, and I remember when I saw him, I was just so head over heels. I was like, who is this person? I have never seen someone like this, and he was edgy. And that was not what Steve, the guy I was seeing, that wasn't what he was. And I told Monroe, he kept pressing me like, I just want to talk to you more, I want to see you. And I was like, I have a boyfriend. But Monroe already knew. He had his eyes on me as well, and he was not going to let me go. So now it gets to the point where Steve is hitting me up and like she doesn't want to see me or whatever, and he starts to hit up my family about it. So my mom's like, what are you doing? What is going on? Like, do you have someone else up there? My mom is very intuitive. My mom is not stupid. So she already knew. She used to be a player herself. She was like, girl, what is you doing? So I go on to tell her that I did meet somebody else or whatever, not verbatim. I wasn't upfront about it, obviously, but you know, I kind of told her that I've just been going with emotions. So she told me, obviously, I have to let him know. So I go to let him know, and I'm just like, you know, this isn't working. I do want you to come visit me, but like it's a lot going on. I kind of gave him the okie doke. I obviously didn't tell him that I was like seeing somebody else, but I really was about to like seriously date someone else, which was Monroe, for like the next 2 years. So I'm just letting y'all know, even though he messed me up. So whatever. So I go ahead and I remember sending a text to Steve like, yo, I'm very, very sorry, but I don't think now is a good time to come through. I really tried to give him the okie doke. And then he started to realize that like I was just not coming back. So about a week or two passed, and I was just like seeing this guy, and I was basically, I guess, cheating on him in that way. So that was bad. That was really bad. So I think that is why he got a little nutty. But the thing that I didn't respect about him was this, and this is why I'm saying he started to act crazy. He started to hit up my family. He started to hit up my friends. He started to hit up my parents, literally messaging them, saying how much he loves me and how I met him. And then he started to tell me that this was more hurtful than when his brother passed away. So I'm just like, sir, at this point, you and I have been together for 3 months. I'm not being insensitive. I'm the biggest empath y'all ever meet. I promise. Promise to Jesus. But I'm just like, you're gonna try and inflect, and that's why I knew that I was always an empathetic person and I wasn't lightened in the head, because I'm just like, that's wrong of you to say to someone. I understand that I hurt you, and y'all comment and let me know if I'm wrong. This is my mindset then, but still kind of now, because I know how the rest of the story ended up. But I'm just like, you're gonna tell me that this was as hurtful as when your brother passed away. And that was something that wasn't important to the story. You know, that's his personal business, but for you to say that, that's kind of messed up to me. So I was like, I understand. And after that, it freaked me out, and it just turned me off. Again, I wasn't super emotionally aware. I was just like, this situation is fucking crazy. So I let it go, and I started to just move on and live my life. So I believe the last time all throughout college that anyone had ever heard from Steve was the very last time that my parents, I think it's my mom, I didn't even ask, messaged and was like, you know, you have to let it go, move on, we love you, sweetie, but like, it is what it is, you gotta let it go. So at that point, I blocked him, took him off everything, and we did not talk at all. So now, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward to when we get out of college. And that's where I'm gonna stop the story, because this is when it gets even crazier. So you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there, and I will see you for part 2. Make sure you like, comment, and hit the notification bell for your girl. I'm on my way to 400 subscribers, and so y'all get the rest of this story. I will see you tomorrow for part 2. Bye.